Siddharth has a question. Legal editor Harish Nair also joining the broadcast.
So,
Yes, Siddharth.
Bhavtosh, this is barely a procedural issue where an objection had been raised by Justice Yashwant Varma that the Speaker, Mr. Om Birla, decided to unilaterally accept a motion seeking Justice Varma's impeachment, even though the Rajya Sabha had rejected that particular motion. So that was the bone of contention as far as this entire case is concerned, something that Justice Varma tried to point out to the Supreme Court. That argument has been dismissed by the court. Bhavtosh.
Yes, it's a procedural matter, and that's what the Supreme Court has also said. We don't have the detailed order, but what the Supreme Court has said is that if he had to challenge it, he had to challenge the Lok Sabha Speaker's order, but not the Rajya Sabha.
Hold that thought. Let's hear from Harish Nair. Harish, you've tracked this in detail too. What do you make of what has happened?
Yes, Pranesh, big development as far as the Yashwant Varma cash at home scandal is concerned. The Supreme Court has dismissed the plea filed by Justice Yashwant Varma challenging the validity of the inquiry commission constituted by the Lok Sabha Speaker under the Section 3 of the Judges Inquiry Act. And let me take the viewers through the background of the case. Remember, citing arbitrariness and violation of rules, Justice Varma, through Senior Advocate Mukul Rohatgi, had contended that the three-member panel was formed by Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla in a unilateral way, without consulting Rajya Sabha Chairperson Jagdeep Dhankar, as a notice of impeachment was pending in both houses at that time. Varma contended that a committee should have been constituted jointly by Speaker of Lok Sabha and Chairman of Rajya Sabha as required by Section 3 of the Judges Inquiry Act. While Om Birla has received a motion signed by 146 MPs, Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar has received a motion signed by more than 50 MPs.
Also remind our viewers, Harish, just stay with us. Let's quickly remind our viewers, Amita, what Justice Varma had told the House panel. He said, look, I wasn't there. He's also denied the recovery of cash. Siddharth, if I'm
yes, this is exactly what he had said, because Bhavtosh, now when we talk about the three-member panel there, the legality as far as that was being challenged itself has now been rejected by the Supreme Court. So how are we looking at the proceedings here to continue as far as his inquiry is concerned?
Well, as far as we know, Justice Varma has assured the parliamentary panel that he will come and depose before them. So the impeachment motion will continue against him. It's now nearly a year since that cash or the illegal stash of cash that has been recovered, or bond notes have been recovered. So the panel has, within its past, it will now record the statement of Justice Varma. It will also record the statement of other individuals who, in fact, deposed before the in-house inquiry commission that was formed by the then Chief Justice of India. And it means that impeachment motion against Justice Varma will continue. Big setback for Justice Varma, who continues to maintain that the cash does not belong to him. And he had in fact said that it could have been illegally stored into the outhouse of his residence. Now, he, as Harish had also rightly said, he in fact challenged this entire thing on the grounds of legality and constitutionality under the Judges Inquiry Committee. He did not challenge it on the grounds, he in fact challenged it on the grounds that why was this motion accepted when the Rajya Sabha had already dismissed, Rajya Sabha's motion was already dismissed.
With us right now. Mr. Agarwal, what do you believe should be the grounds there as far as the Supreme Court there giving no reprieve to Justice Varma, and as far as the legality that was challenged of the three-member panel there, that continues to be as far as the work that it needs to do and the inquiry that needs to be done against Justice Varma, that will now continue?
That will continue. This is a right judgment, because once the Speaker has constituted the committee, and that can't be, and it can't be challenged. That's why Honorable Supreme Court has rejected.
Okay, so Apnil Kothari also joining us, Siddharth. Yes.
Yes, Mr. Kothari, how do you read the implications of this particular order on the part of the Supreme Court? Because there are two parallel procedures underway. One is, of course, the move to impeach Justice Yashwant Varma. And that procedure, as far as the constitution of the panel by the Lok Sabha Speaker, that's been upheld. But there is, of course, another set of parallel proceedings pertaining to Justice Varma's role in that entire matter, which was looked into by a panel of 3 judges that had been appointed by the Supreme Court. Justice Varma had challenged that as well, claiming that he was not given sufficient time to respond, nor was there an in-person hearing held, among other things. How do you see these two procedures now proceeding parallelly? One, of course, the impeachment, which is also a political move on the part of parliamentarians, and of course the parallel inquiry about his own involvement in the matter as well.
Well, I think the Supreme Court's dismissal today on all his pleas and its challenges is telling him very clearly that you need to be facing the law because you yourself are the judge and you were a High Court judge, and you need to be right above board on any of the issues. 50 crore cash or its equivalent is not a small amount. And you need to absolutely comply with all the procedures that are laid down, and you being a judge, you are well aware of that. Now, he's obviously going to come up with all sorts of pleas and all sorts of petitions and all of those things, but I don't think that the Supreme Court is giving him any benefit of the doubt. And the way the Supreme Court is wording its reasons and giving the judgment, the court is, of course, being very circumspect, but at the same time very direct and trying to tell him that you are not above the law, or you are not any different in that sense. Now, when there is a panel that has been appointed as per the procedure of three eminent judges or the judicial people, then there is very little that you can do, and especially you are doing so after the report has come out.
Right, and there has been so much defiance and delaying tactics that, that is another matter of concern. And the times now, as Harish would tell us and as our viewers would know, that has been at the forefront of reporting this story from the time it started. Harish, let's, talk about this cash at home scandal. How did this begin, and what has happened in the Supreme Court today?
Yes, in fact, two primary grounds, Pranesh, the Supreme Court has dismissed Yashwant Varma's petition is number one. The Supreme Court has concluded that the Varma's contention that since two houses had adopted the motion, the probe committee should have been constituted by, it should have been a joint committee. But Supreme Court saying that after the motion was submitted by the opposition members in Rajya Sabha, the then chairman Rajya Sabha, Jagdeep Dhankar, had resigned. Then the matter went to the deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha, who did not accept it. So where is the motion of the Rajya Sabha? Then how can there be a joint committee? This is what the Supreme Court is asking, and told the Yashwant Varma that you have not challenged the rejection of the motion by the Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman. Then before that, how can you come to Supreme Court? So today